Hello. Hi, William. Welcome. How are you today? Welcome to the green room. All right. You know, when you have 5 minutes and you start to do something else? I still went live right at 2 o'clock. So here we are. Hope you're doing well, William. This is 1 o'clock for you, if I am correct. Well, welcome to the green room to everyone who's about to join and who will be watching the replay. Every Monday at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, I go live here from the green room, which is my home office, and we talk about something. And I'll show you how you can get a sneak peek about what we're going to talk about on this live show. Hey, Diana. Hello. If you'd like a little bit of time to think about what we're going to talk about on Mondays, you can join this email list, especially for photographers, pet photographers who are pro or want to be pro. But if you just want to join, that's fine too, and get in on this conversation. On Friday mornings, I send out an email recapping videos I've made here on YouTube and giving you something to think about that we can talk in person right here from the green room on Mondays. So there's the link. I'll try to remember to put that in the show notes too. When I'm using StreamYard, it doesn't populate everything in the description of the YouTube video. So I'll try to remember to go back and do that. But if you want in on what we're going to talk about on Mondays, it's right there. Let me get back to your comments, everyone. I hope you all had a chance to watch Friday's video, and we're going to talk about that. I do want to backtrack a little bit. If you did not notice, last Monday I didn't go live, and part of the problem I had last week, this is separate, was that my email was only working sporadically, and we got that all fixed. So if you emailed anything to me, I super apologize if you didn't get a response from me. The emails that I send out to you are through an email company. This is just like, this Monique at Silver Paw Studio. For whatever reason, I was having some glitches, but my web designer helped me figure that out, and apologize if you hadn't heard back from me. So email me again. And family is doing okay. I did take that last week off to chat with family about things that are going on in their lives in other parts of the country. So doing okay there. And so there we are. So here we're back. We are back. And let's see, we got Vicky. Oh my gosh, Vicky, I just heard you on the 313 podcast. I know that was from April, I think, but really cool. Very brave. You and Diana have both been on that podcast. I'd be a little nervous myself. So I've enjoyed both of your episodes. William, what's it like there in Oregon? I know you've got your website up. Did you see the wagon video? Do you have questions about the wagon video build? This, and go ahead and type them anytime. I'll see them. I'll interrupt myself. It's fine. This light stand attached to my wagon, which was in the thumbnail, and we did a very deep dive how to build it on Friday's episode, which I was so thankful to have Lizzie here, because she was kind of the mastermind behind the final design. Steve and I had talked it through for months, but sitting there on the floor at Lowe's with Lizzie, who was the leader of robotics in high school, she endeavors to be a mechanical engineer. This was perfect. We got to really think through a lot of ways to do it. So you're in for a treat if you haven't seen that video, to watch Lizzie in action explain exactly how to build everything. You saw the wagon build. Okay, great. Yeah. Well, I keep forgetting to say stuff. William says hi. Vicky says hi. Diana says hi to Vicky. Oh my gosh, yes, that 313. I know. I've listened to several episodes of that now, and it does seem very unnerving. And like, I would most guests on there kind of get defensive, like, well, this is what I do. And he keep coming back. Anyway, whole side note. You saw the wagon build. Great session. Okay, so William, one of the great things is that we tried it. And that's the episode that's going to come out on Friday, is on this last Friday morning, as the build was going live, right afterwards, we went out in the morning light here in Colorado and tried it out. We walked through a field and down a path and really kind of like, will this stay together? And then we tried it in several areas, and I wanted it to be on uneven ground. How is this going to work? And that is the video that'll come out on Friday. So rest assured, I have tried it out and it does work. A couple of things is Diana says it was really cute. Vicky's going to go watch it. Okay. So y'all that are on, if you're on YouTube, you know that there's all this stuff that happens in the background to make that video come together, right? And I had such great fun. Just the first 20-second intro to that wagon build video, I can watch 10,000 times. And Lizzie and I kind of did watch it a bunch of times. Just that intro sequence was so, so fun to build. So I hope you get a chance to see it, Vicki, even for the first 20 seconds. Okay, and then there's another segment about my wagon. it's near the beginning. So anyway, a couple of things. Go ahead and ask your questions now, and we might talk about this on next week's show too. I'm not sure. We just can talk about off-camera flash if you want. So I just finished building it and I hadn't had a chance to use it. What I want to do is use it for several months and then make a follow-up video of the things that maybe I've tweaked. William, jump in here anytime if you have any questions about it or any suggestions. One thing about it is that strapping that goes across. So there's the pole and then the base and then the strapping. It needed 2 points of contact for the wagon. And I didn't want to drill another thing and make a whole other thing on the wagon. So the strap seems to really work. I'd love an alternative. The hook at the one end that goes down into needs to be just a little bit taller, because when it's going down the road, that pole is just off to the side a little bit. So I'm going to drill a new hole and make that hook a little higher. And then when I saw Frank today, he said, what about adding some pea gravel to the base? And that's excellent. And we were going to do that, but ran out of time. And I also wanted to make sure that was the final size base that I want. And so that's something I would change or add to the wagon build as well, is build in the weight into that base, because it's all lengths of PVC, so you can cram stuff in there and then put a cap on them and then glue it all together. And I probably will glue the whole thing together. So the strap and the weighted base and gluing the base together, those are the three things right now I can think of. Another thing is, I think I'm going to have 2 to 3 different size poles, because the pole I have is perfect for one dog. I didn't want it to be too tall. I can make a shorter one if it's really just one small dog, or maybe a little bit taller one for a whole family. So I'm playing around with the idea of different size light stand poles. Welcome, Panda. Oh my gosh. If you love wagons, you might know. Panda's known me for quite a few years now. You might know how much I really love wagons. This is probably my 4th. The other 3 honestly started out being wagons for my kids. And then when they grew out of them, they became mine. So there's that. Okay. Can I tell you something kind of embarrassing? I love this wagon so much. We were looking at cars. We were looking at cars on Saturday after we dropped off Lizzie and Amy at the airport. They have to go back to college and high school. Okay. Anyways, after we dropped them off at the airport, we went to Denver. We went to the Tesla showroom specifically to see how big the trunks are and if my wagon would fit. Yeah. Our goal for our next car is a Tesla, and whether that's, this year, next year, the next year, something like that. But I said, oh, I'd love a blue Tesla. I'd like to put my studio logo on it, And of course it has to hold my wagon. Oh my gosh. So there you go. There is a segment in that video, Panda, that's all about my wagon love. It's super, super cute. It has Lizzie, it has Emmy, it has Bailey, it even has Wiggles. Oh goodness. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't like to make dull how-to videos, right? I don't like to make dull videos at all. When I approach clients to make a video for their company, I say, what would you like people to know? And they're like, oh, we just want an overview of what we do. I said, yeah, of course you do all that. What can we do to make it more interesting? How do you stand out? All of that. So I do that on my own channel too. So like Diana, Panda, Vicky, William, can you all agree that like you're not quite sure what you're going to get when you look at a tutorial from me, especially the last few months? It's going to have something else thrown in there. It's interesting, I think. So there you go. There's my wagon. I'm on a roll now. Oh my goodness. You Ben Stein. What does that mean? Is that a famous person I should know? Oh, snap. I don't even know now. But I think this Wagon Lightstand build is really going to work out well. I'm obviously going to take you all along for the ride. I love my puns. I'm going to take you along for the ride and let you know how it goes. I've already been using this wagon in my workflow as it is. So having those couple pieces of PVC in there is great. It doesn't change my workflow at all. So I like that you keep it interesting and mix it up, Monique. Yes, Vicky, your last video, I think you had a couple funny puns and jokes in there too. So I really appreciate that on your channel as well. What else you got? Is the monotone person from Ferris Bueller? Oh, is it? Bueller? I can't do it a third time. Bueller. It is. Don't worry, I'm not that. Although I feel for the kids that are only going to school via Zoom right now, and how many of them can relate to the Ferris Bueller. That aside, oh my goodness. Okay, obviously, let me go back to these banners. I want y'all to know, especially if you're watching from the replay, if you've missed this whole live conversation, if you have any questions about the wagon build, light stand build, I occasionally put some DIY things out there. Let me know. I do go in a little bit more depth here on this email group, but you can always just email me. I don't think I have another banner here. Let me make one right now. Okay, I gotta type over here. Please hold. My email is monique@silverpawstudio.com, and we're gonna add that. What do I do? Press enter? Sure, that works. Ta-da! Okay, so if you have any questions, you can just email me directly. Yeah, all right. And that's the same email like that I was having trouble with. So sorry about that, but it should be completely fixed now. You can always, come on here and I get the notifications from YouTube as well. Going back to comments. How are we doing over here? I do have pulled up. I went to Animal Friends Alliance today and I photographed some dogs and cats. Would you like to see them? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure the answer is going to be yes. Oh my gosh, I needed a haircut last week, but we had so much going on that I delayed it a week and a half. Now I regret my choices. Oh golly. William, you have been very quiet. You must be in the middle of doing something else right now. But I am interested in how you're doing over there and how your business is and how your craft is doing. So duh. William, yes. Oh, okay. Well, everybody wants to see puppies and kittens. I am so shocked right now. JK. All right, here we go. Here they are. I have culled them in camera. I usually have C3, I think it is, programmed for star. And so they just come right into Lightroom with the star already on them and they're sorted. I think I also had that few minutes before we went live to crop them a little bit. Let me go over here and you can kind of see, I think it was 5 dogs and 1, 2, 3, 4 cats, something like that. They need a little bit of work. Let me make this full screen so you don't have to watch me sideways. So yeah, here we go. Interesting set of dogs. Like this dog kind of got out. I'm just going to edit while we talk here. Once she was out of her leash, she's like, okay, I don't care about treats. I don't care about you. And so she was pretty like, whatever. And so we ended up putting the leash back on her. Because we knew she'd just like stay still. Yeah. So there you go. There's that one. And I have their names written down for my workflow here. I'll take this over into Photoshop directly from Lightroom and take that leash out. I just don't like the tools within Lightroom to do that. William, just absorbing business is slow now. Yeah, this is a good time to do that. You still have stay at home from February, Panda. Oof, wow. Yeah. Well, I hope I'm entertaining then. So anyway, yeah, I'll port these pictures over directly over to Photoshop. I'm afraid it might bog down the live stream if I do that live. And then also we're in develop mode here. If we go to library mode, I have a whole system where I put their name here as the title. I think her name was Belle. And so when I go to export this picture, let's just do this really quick. I know I have a video about this and how to set these up, but just as, oh, okay, bye, Diana. Yeah. William, I don't have presets, but I'll show you something that I do have that I kind of made up. Oh, let me put this on the right screen. This I have Animal Friends Alliance. So if I click over here, now you can have export presets, whole groups of them. I can do several of these at a time. As soon as I click that, this has come up. It's going to put it in a subfolder of the original folder, and all I have to do is change the date. And it has custom settings. So I don't know if you can see this. It's pretty small. It says Bell, Animal Friends Alliance, Silver Paw Studio, and then the image name. So I got that. I'm going to downsize it to the long edge of 100 pixels. Resolution 240 is pretty high. And I'm going to put my little blue paw print in the corner. So I'll do that for the whole set of them when I'm done. So I do have that as a preset. Hey, Patty, no worries. So here we go. And you know, presets have been around for a while, William. I just find that every situation is so different. I have kind of like a preset system I go through. Like I'll star everything, cull them down. I should end up with about three unique pictures of each dog. I've just been going a little crazy lately because I have extra time. And then I crop them and I make sure that I do the lens profile. And then I do some kind of I start with auto over here. It's kind of slow because of live stream, everyone. Sorry about that. And then I'll tweak it from there. Like that's terrible. I don't love that at all. And then once I kind of get it there, if I think the white balance needs to change, I'll find a little gray spot. Okay, that's a little warmer. So then I've kind of got that where I want it. And let's say I want to apply all that to all of them and then make sure I'm in develop mode and sync all of that. And you can check which ones. So then Bella is good to go. I think I have, I've used presets in Photoshop and some in Lightroom to some extent for people pictures. Sometimes, like you're saying, there's Portrait Pro, I think so. William was asking about presets. So I used that back in the day. I just don't feel like there's one that really covers dogs because they're all different shades, different fur, sometimes in their eyes. Like there's so many things. So I kind of just make up my own workflow and it's super fast. And I try, here's my big thing is I don't get emotionally attached to the photos. I want to have the photo that's going to be the best for that profile. 1, 2, 3, 3 looks good. Next, 1, 2, 3, good. Next. And then I'll concentrate on those 3. So don't get married to every single nuance of every single picture. And that I think speeds up my workflow quite a bit. Welcome, Patty. Patty, just to get you on board here, I don't know, we've been going for 18 minutes. Okay, we were talking about the Wagon Lightstand build from Friday's video. Do you have any questions about it? I know that you have more of the collapsible type of wagon with the cloth sides, which is a great idea too. But I didn't know if this build could really work for that. If you have a screw that's in the center part of that, maybe? I don't know. Do you think that that could work for your type of wagon, Patty? What do you think? I'm going to drink of water. I'll show you the kittens too. Oops. Okay. Oops. I have to remember what screen I'm on. Wow. So cute, right? This is a funny dog. Look at that. Little, oh, come back. Little side eye going on. Okay. Sometimes you just look at the pictures later and go, oh my, what a look. Okay, so I've done a little bit of work on the kittens too. Frank is off to the side, as you can see here, with my magic wand. And so I'll just make sure that I crop this down. And this shelter 8:10 aspect ratio works great for their software. And then I'll just take that out in Photoshop real quick, along with these couple pieces of treats. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. So Patty, you do have collapsible. I'll check to see if it'll work. Okay. Yeah. My mom has collapsible. No, she has more of the garden kind. So it has the like green metal mesh sides. Does that make sense? And I'd have to just like look through a store and see where the current screws are, because that's really what we did is we just replaced. There was 2 points that the slats of the wagon are attached, and we took those bolts out and just used longer bolts to add all these things. That's really what we end up doing. I suppose if you knew that there wouldn't be a lot of wind, you could just use the strapping, which is one of the ways we thought of. I just didn't feel like it would be that secure. But if you knew you'd be in a wind sheltered area, I don't see why not. And I also didn't end up using an actual light stand because light stands vary in size so much, and it was hard to get it between the legs. And then I still want to be able to use that light stand in my studio or not on a wagon. So it was just better to make it all PVC. So letting you in on a little bit of my thought process. Oh, Vicky, I missed this. Do you only go once a week or anytime they have new dogs and cats brought in? Good question. I go once a week. So I've done this since I started volunteering 6 years ago. I've been going every week for 6 years. And my struggle is that even though I only spend 1 hour at the dog side and 1 hour at the cat side, I still have all of my travel and all of the editing and emailing them off. So it takes me half a day. And as a business person, I want to like say, this is what I'm doing on this day. So what I've done is just said, okay, first of all, what's a slower day for my business? Like a lot of times you're not out there talking to your clients on Mondays and Fridays, especially Monday mornings, you know? So Mondays seem good. That's when I can get assistance. And it also helps the shelters because then they know exactly when I'll be there. And if I lived really close and I wasn't running a business, I could maybe drop everything when they got a new batch of dogs and cats in. But I don't. That just doesn't work for my life and my business. So I just like to go my once a week. And if I can't make it, like on a Monday, I just generally will skip until the next Monday, depending on how much is going on. So, but even in that time, this is smaller. This is a smaller shelter. It's not like a huge county shelter with so many animals in it, which is more of a workable workload. You know what I mean? So it works for the size shelter I'm at too. I did volunteer for a while at the big county shelter, and you had to pick. They had a photographer, a different photographer every single day, and you had to pick your day and this whole thing. So bigger shelters run it a little bit different. Yeah. So Patty, back to your wagon question. I would just look once you have the wagon put up. Do you have a screw that seems really secure that you could replace with that bolt that the swivel goes in? Yeah, that's probably pretty much it. Excuse me. And you don't have to have the J hook at the end if you don't want to just pull it along. You could just take the whole thing out and plop it in the wagon. So you could just get rid of the J hook cradle altogether if you wanted to. So really just that 1 point to put that T in. It goes like this, okay? You'll see. Yeah, feel free to email me with any questions. From this point, let's see what we've got. So this Friday will be the in use of the Wagon Lightstand with Bailey, also starring Lizzie and Emmy. Lizzie is my camera person. Emmy is handling the dog, and we're just out here in the natural area behind my house. So that I already looked through the pictures. I'm very excited about how that turned out. We tried a couple different ways to use the light. Can't wait to show you. Yay! This has been such a long time coming. So that's this Friday. After that, oh my gosh, I don't have my list, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be back to business. This has been the craft 2 weeks. Then we're going to talk about business. What I'm going to do is talk about my website. I know some of you are still at the stage where you are revamping your website right now, or you're putting together all of the thoughts behind what you're going to put in your website. Mine just went live a few weeks ago. And I did a screen recording of the old site versus the new site. And I want to walk you through reasons why I chose different things. So we're going to talk about, oh, good, Patty, I was having a problem with my email. So if you don't get it, just you can text me too. Okay. Oh, you're so lucky. See, we just moved into this house from an apartment. So we didn't have a lot of these extra things. So I'm really hoping people have like random PVC and bolts and washers and things. So yay, hope you can go shopping in your husband's hardware. Okay, so website will be next. We're going to talk about the reasons why I got a new website and why I changed things up and why I do it so differently than other photographers. So that's 1 week. I am going to have my web designer come on, and that is probably going to be a recorded show, and she might come on the live stream. I need to talk to her. What's super bonus, I did not know this till my website was done. She says, oh, I'm coming out with a course on how to make your own website. And I said, what? That's perfect. So we're going to hear about that. And I would love to do a versus, like a custom website versus a DIY. And the pros and cons of that. That will be excellent. And I have a lot of strong feelings about websites and about pages and all kinds of things. Like, it does not work like the baseball movie. You just don't build it and they come. it's as Therese calls it, it's your world headquarters, you know? So let's make that into the best. That's what we're going to talk about for a couple of weeks. Also, I did record a video about posing with people and the dog with Lizzie and Emmy and Bailey. So that'll be coming out later in August. And I have another video about off-camera flash that I also filmed with Lizzie and Emmy and the dog. And that was a little bit of a fail, but I'm still going to put it out. So I fail. Don't worry. You're going to see that for sure. This is before I built the wagon. I have a lot of things in the works. So I'm super happy to have you all here. Thanks so much for showing up. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Again, I think I talk about this in every show, just so you know. I do have this shirt, the photographer that everybody loves so much, available in several different ways over on Teespring. And that is actually listed at the very bottom of those pet photography emails that you get. So if you're curious about that, and I'll be expanding the collection and adding some other things in the next few weeks. Little teaser there. And what else? I think that's about it. Now, like Patty says, if you have any questions about the wagon build, feel free to email me. Please do tune into the recorded show going live Friday morning with this light in use. I think it'll shed some light on how to use it. I'm just on a roll today. Yeah. Okay. All right. So check that out. Okay. And it's great to see you. I think that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. And what do I always say? As always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs. Bye, everyone. Great to see you. Bye. Bye.